Hi, and thank you for joining us for another Face to Face Friday. My name is Erica Bostic Madison, and I'm the owner and operator of Event Lux and Company and also eMadison Events. Today's Face to Face Friday topic is now that I'm engaged, what do I do next? And I have 4 easy, quick tips for starting the wedding planning process. A lot of times I have friends and family, prospective brides and grooms that will ask me, now that I'm engaged, now what's the first thing I should do? Or I know that I'm getting engaged, what, should I do first? And a lot of times I think that they're very surprised by the fact that I don't give them, you have to start looking for a venue, or you need to get online and start researching styles and looks and all these different things that they're expecting for me to say to them. But I always start with, first things first that I want you to do is just stop, take a deep breath, and take a minute to internalize and really think about the fact that now I'm getting engaged. I'm really, about to be marrying, the love of my life. So I want you to take about a week or so to kind of just digest it, take it all in, and just kind of daydream and think about your wedding. Don't do anything like go out and buy bridal magazines or get online and start your own file folders of ideas and pictures of flowers and Pinterest boards and things like that. That's not what I want you to do. I just want you to sit and just for a week or so, just sit and daydream about your wedding and kind of fantasize about it a little bit first. So then my second tip is to go ahead and get with your fiance and sit down and have a very relaxed conversation about everything from the budget. Start with that first. That should be at the top of your list, starting with your budget. Then go into number of guests, people that you want to invite, and start a tentative guest list. Just start a guest list and see how many people you have on that list. Then you can go and start working your way into, okay, what time of the year do we want to get married? Do we want to set it around a special time in our relationship, whether it be setting your date for, when you guys started to date or when you first met, things like that. You want to kind of jot down and get on paper, just the two of you, and make it very easy and relaxed, nothing too formal. And then for step number 3, going into step number 3, you want to take what you've done in step number 2 and tip number 2 and take it into, tip number 3. And tip number 3 is sitting down with all the other financial contributors or the people that are special to you that will be, putting some of their input into the wedding, even if they're not actually contributing financially. So that will be like your mother and your father, grandparents, aunts and uncles, things like that. You want to sit down with those people that are actually going to be contributing to the wedding. So you want to sit down with them and go over what you've gone over as a couple, your budget, the number of guests that you want to invite, the date that you've set. And also you want to start talking about the style and the feel and the look of the wedding that you're trying to create. So you want to sit down and have that conversation. So then for step number 4. Step number 4 is something that's near and dear to my heart, and maybe it is because I am a professional wedding planner, but I really highly suggest that you look into some of the sites like Wedding Wire or The Knot and look for a local wedding planner, professional wedding planner in your area. Or you can go and talk with other friends and family that have gotten married and they had a wedding planner and see what their experience was, and if they enjoyed their planner, if they can refer their planner to you. And if they don't, you can always kind of just research on your own and find someone that's great in your area. And I would say look through all of the different profiles on The Knot, and maybe not all of them, but just look through a few and set an appointment with about 3 or 4, no more than 4, and really interview them and see how you guys connect. And if you have a connection with someone, I would suggest you look over their packages and see what they can offer you, and if how they can fit into your budget, because they will save you so much time and money on the back end that paying the fee to have a wedding planner. Sometimes you feel like, oh, well, that's not something, something that I need to do, but it will be so helpful. Even if you're not getting full planning, a lot of planners, they offer different packages. Like myself, I offer full planning, full luxury planning, and that includes a lot of things. You can always get on my website and look, but it includes a lot. But then I also do month of planning, and then usually I start about a month or two out with my clients, and I work with them to bring all the last minute details together. So you can find a planner that does that as well. Sometimes it'll say day of planning, but now a lot of planners are going and changing that verbiage to month of planning, just because it's a lot of work that needs to be done, and just coming in the day of is something that is a little bit more difficult to do, or it's something that planners are kind of moving away from, because they want you guys to understand that they want to help you bring it all together seamlessly. So working with you a month or two out from the wedding is a little bit better for the process. So when you're looking for a wedding planner, look at their portfolios, look at their reviews, but also take the time to interview and sit down and talk to them and see how you personally connect with them, so you can find the perfect person to help you bring all of your ideas together. And so those are my 4 top tips for starting the wedding planning process. So let's review. Number 1, stop, take a deep breath, let's soak it all in, take a little time to enjoy the view, so to speak, of getting engaged and starting the wedding planning process. Then for tip number 2 is to sit down and have a relaxed conversation with your fiance and just start talking about what you're expecting and what you're thinking about the wedding. Then for tip number 3, you want to sit down and talk with your parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles in some instances, and see what they have in mind for the wedding, if they're contributing financially or just being that support system for you through the process. Then for tip number 4, like I said again, find you a awesome professional wedding planner, and go from there and let them help you, either full planning or day of or month of planning. Always is a must, I would say, to help you ensure that you will have the best wedding possible. So with that said, until we're face to face again, happy planning and bye-bye.